Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dice Friends, a very special episode of Farmer McFarmson's Farm with a new animator, me, Serge, in my DM debut, animator debut. I'm sure this is going to be absolutely fine. Joining me, I have a whole host of wonderful people playing a whole host of wonderful characters. Kathleen, start us off. Who are you and who are you piloting?
I am inhabiting the mousy body of one Verity mouse. She is a house mouse, so she's a little bit stuck up. She's a little bit fussy. She's a little bit anxious. And she has a quick change ability because she can change her clothes like a Disney mouse, but it never works.
Yeah.
Dale.
Hi, I'm Dale Friesen, and I will be playing Rocky Turtle, who is a house pet of the farm kids. And if there's ever a human watching, he wants to make sure that they think he's really slow. And if there's no human watching, he just wants to be the first one to get to any place.
And finally, Andy.
My name is Andy, and I'm playing a new character called Swinebeck Pig. I have not seen the character art yet, and that's very good. And my shtick is I have an incredible aroma that I can use to various purposes, a la Pepe the Pew or maybe something else. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Now, we're familiar with Verity and we're familiar with Rocky in terms of how large they are. But since Andy's new here, why don't we go through a rough scale so we can talk about how big everyone is? Verity, how large are you?
I am the size of a mouse, which is way smaller than you would think. You know, like maybe I'm like a couple of inches in the body and then I've got a tail. I'm teeny.
All right, Rocky?
If my legs were all extended and I put my neck all the way out, I think I could touch both sides of a dinner plate.
Now, Andy, you could be like you could go whole hog, or you could be a micro pig. Like, how big you want to go here?
I think I have to go with this lovely artwork. That's featherweight. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have to go with the artwork that makes it look like the whole hog. That this is one of those 19th century portraits where the animals look a lot bigger than they actually are. You've seen those ones that look weirdly cubed? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Any classic art fan?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think he's maybe not that size where it's like bigger than the farmer standing next to it, but I think this looks like a big pig. I think this is going to be like say the equivalent of a human being sitting in front of you at a concert, and so you can't see anything. This is a big pig. Yeah,
it's a very excellent description. All right, we've got a rough idea of what we're looking at character-wise here. Let's set the plot. Now, a recurring character we've talked a lot about in the show is Plod the dog. Plod is a she, and she has been the representative of Farmer McFarmson himself. She is the closest point of authority of everything that we have on the farm. Very important, very hardworking. She's very tired. I mean, she's been doing this thankless job day in and day out, and it's about time for her to have a vacation. So we find ourselves at the ferry terminal just outside of the farm, run by the fairies. And we're talking like the big foghorn. And there she is getting ready to go. She's got her travel scarf on. We have Kenny the kangaroo is actually helping load all of these large trunks, all of her personal trunks of luggage onto the boat, and they're going to be sending off. Now, two things we want to do. One, how familiar are you with Swinebeck the pig? Are you three already friends? Is this a first encounter?
I think that Swinebeck and I have met because I occasionally like to go swimming in the farm pond, and he occasionally likes to go wallowing right at the shore of the farm pond. What do you think, Andy? Does that sound likely?
Oh yeah. We're definitely the those guys you see at the gym sauna. Everybody goes, "Hey, you're here too, yeah? Man, how you doing?"
Just doing some front swims.
Oh, those are good. That's really good. Hey, if you get your turtle stuff all the way to the corner over there, there's some really good muck. I'll tell you what, I think some of the manure from the topsoil has worked its way into that. Just gets a really good texture, man. You're gonna want to do that. All right, yeah,
Thanks for the heads up. I'll just be going the other way.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool, man. More for me. Just get it right in the pores. Get all up in there. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Flashback to the present.
Verity, have you encountered this smelly swine much?
I mean, we've met Verity, definitely not. I don't think Verity hangs out with. I think she tries to avoid going into the actual farm as much as possible. And then when she's there, she's sort of like, she's like, all right, I need to talk to this person and avoid that. Yuck. So she's definitely not spending social time with the pigs. So we'll say Verity does not know Swinebeck. But upon, I guess, hearing this recounting of how Rocky and Swinebeck met, Verity's like, I see why Rocky did not introduce us earlier.
Now, there was a stampede of pigs a couple of sessions ago that ended up converging on me and squirting me up into the air and coming down to smash Serge's coop. Would Swinebeck have been one of the hoofball pigs who was running and converging? There was a farm meeting, so I guess everybody had to be there. So you would have been there.
Sure. I think so. I think any opportunity to get a really good sweat going. He's get some. It's all about the subtle notes. You've got to have some of the BO mixing in with the excrement, mixing in with the food slop. So he would be doing it, but he'd be keeping good track of it to keep the balance going. So he may have been running with that pack for a little bit, but then sort of falling behind. It's like, no, man, I gotta let this simmer for a little while, and then catching up. So I think he saw that happen. I think I saw you go up in the air and smash the coop, and oh God, how would he feel about that? I don't know this pig at all. Some pigs you just don't know until you've lived with them a little while. I think he would have seen that and maybe guiltily walked away. I think because he saw what happened to his friend. Is it? Oh, Rocky, dude. I hope you're okay, but I also don't want to get involved in this. I got some things to do back at the wallowing hole. I'm sorry. And I think maybe he feels a little guilty about that for not coming and helping.
And that's why you weren't recruited to help with the party planning.
Exactly.
Which is what happened immediately afterward.
Exactly.
It all makes sense.
Who said there's no continuity?
So Plod had, retcon and continuity are different, but it all works. So Plod has asked all of the animals to come and see her off, not in like a weird dictator sort of way, but in a weird dictator sort of way, much like they organize everyone to say goodbye to them when they do anything. So you find yourself with the rest of the animals there, and I don't know how you want to show deference or whatever as she starts boarding the boat to leave. Are there are you emotional? Are there happy tears? I mean, Plod is leaving, and this is news to you.
But she's coming back, right?
Oh, it's just a vacation.
Okay. I'm going to have some lettuce for her. I'm going to give her some lettuce.
All right. Other farm animals are throwing other goods too, little offerings. There's some wheat and some hay. She sees your lettuce, and that's pretty good. Anyways, as she's getting on the boat, she stops and thinks to herself, wait, I need someone to be in charge when I'm gone. And in her eyes scan across the whole farm. And then she stops and looks at Verity. You're the most responsible of all the farm animals I know. The most clean, the most organized. You're in charge. Now don't let anything go wrong while I'm gone, or else. And then with that, and the boat fails away, and you hear cheering and bon voyage, bon voyage. By the way, that's the subtitle of the episode. It's Farmer McFarmson's farm, ; bon voyage.
Please come back.
All right. The dog's away. The animals will play.
Absolutely not. Hold on. No, wait, stop. Can I attempt to use my shtick to change into something? Because I'm just like dressed in my normal clothes and I'm like waving a handkerchief. Can I attempt to change into some sort of like Japanese politician with a bullhorn so people will actually be able to hear me?
Absolutely. All right, roll it.
Hey, it worked.
All right, describe your
right.
outfit.
I am suddenly now dressed in a smart button-down suit with a mini skirt and little pumps, and like it's like navy blue, and it's very like I look very smart. I have a nice blouse, and I have like a bullhorn, and I'm like, absolutely not. I heard the words party, and we shall not be doing that.
So what I'm picturing is everyone goes quiet, and everyone kind of tries to part and turn to see where the noise is coming from, and all they see is an enormous pig.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. People know. People know. Okay, look. I'll admit I have in the past transgressed in the farm and it's one time in the house. That was a bad time. But we're not gonna get too rowdy. We're just gonna, maybe get a little stinky. Just a little bit. Just a little more than the normal amount. Like not to excess. Not to like a point where things get a little crazy or anything. You don't have to worry, Verity. I've heard about you. You Verity. Hi, my name's Swinebeck, and he goes over and tries to shake your hand.
And well, like this enormous hoof just comes towards me, and I like sort of just like climb on top of it and pat it, I guess. Please, you, Swinebeck. I've always been curious as to which pig was the cause of the alfalfa incident spoken of in tones in the house. So now I know. That's great. Hold on one sec, and I put up my megaphone back to my mouth so I could say, I'm not saying that we have to be unreasonable. I'm not saying that nobody can do anything. Just nobody try to throw a huge party because Plod is away. She'll be back in 7 days. Then we can throw a big party when she comes back as a party to show how excited we are that she is back, but also because then if anything goes wrong, it will be her problem afterwards.
So
that
as
is
you say
so
first,
wise. That is such a wise decree. We should celebrate it. Okay, everybody, at sunset today, we're having an enormous celebration to show how awesome Verity Mouse is.
Oh, get the alfalfa. Oh.
So there's a moment in the crowd where everyone goes like, "Oh," at the first half of Verity's speech about no party, but then when they're like, "We should have a party to celebrate," they're like, "Yeah!" And then Rocky Turtle suggests an even bigger party, and they're like, "Yeah!" And then everyone just starts running back to the farm, being like, "Farm party, farm party, farm party."
There, Verity, I helped.
Thank you so much, Rocky. Hey, DM Surge.
Hi.
How far away is that boat?
Currently? How far would you like it to be? It's just pulling away here.
Oh.
You can still see it on the horizon.
Oh, it's on the okay, it's already out to sea. I was going to be like, how feasible is it for me to get aboard that boat and somehow sabotage it, thus forcing Plod to return home and Verity to not have to deal with this?
I mean, if you've got a strategy to make that work, we can make that happen.
I think that's kind of.
If you need help, you could get on my back, and Swinebeck could swim along behind. I could skim over the water. We could sabotage the ferry, and then be back in time for the party.
I bet you Rocky Turtle's probably faster than a ferry.
I'm definitely faster than a ferry.
Oh, time out. Hold on. No, just because I have this bad habit of being like, this is where it's going. But what if we did this? Right? Why don't we go aboard the boat?
I'm here for it.
Okay, but how do Rocky and Swinebeck feel about it?
I feel very good. The party has just moved to the water. That is the best part of the party usually.
And the good news is it is salt water. You're going to be extra buoyant.
Ooh.
All right, okay. Rocky. Let's go sabotage a boat. And cancel Plod's vacation.
All right. So a mouse dressed as a Japanese diplomat is riding the back of a turtle, who's now basically in like, you know, when a sprinter gets ready to go, they're like in the sprinting position and they're down. And let's see if a turtle is fast enough to catch a boat. Roll for it. How speedy are you, Rocky?
We'll find out. I am 7. So my super speed, I need a 6 or lower to make it go right. 7 through 11, I get there, but things go wrong. Oh, wait, no, that's not correct. I have to roll a d6 again. Oh, I rolled a 5, which means anything could happen. It's up to the animator.
Fantastic. Now, we had a rule that we were doing earlier that I enjoyed quite a lot here, which was I can roll a d6, and on a 1 to 3, you get there on time, but you lost something.
Okay.
Or on a 4, 5, or 6, you go really, really fast, but you end up somewhere else. Are you okay with this?
I'm fine with that. Anything at all, I consent to it.
All right, let's roll it. All right. So I have good news.
I love good news.
Yeah. You are fast enough to have caught up to the boat.
Okay.
The bad news is the boat and you are moving faster than Swinebeck can move.
Oh,
So we're going to have to figure out a way to get the slower pig onto the boat here.
okay. Well, in much the same manner that when Chuck Norris goes into the ocean, Chuck Norris doesn't get wet, the ocean gets Chuck Norris. When Swinebeck goes into the water, he affects the water in a certain way due to his stink skill, which I have, my stink cloud skill. So this works, and Dale was very kind to help me. Well, not to help me, just to do this for me, where it says, you have a miasma of funk that surrounds you. There are those who believe that it is personality all its own. When you send it on its way, any number of things might happen. If you succeed in your shtick roll, then you can determine its effects up to doing 1 die of damage or costing a character their next action. If, on the other hand, you fail your stink cloud roll, then something other than what you want will happen. Roll 1 die. On a 1 to 3, your desired effect happens, but on the wrong target, possibly even yourself. On a 4 to 6, the animator will tell you what happens. So my stink skill, my stink scat stink is 5.
Actually, Andy,
Yeah.
we all got a chance earlier in sessions to boost our special skill up by 1 point. So just bump that up to 6.
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
let's. You're even more potent than you otherwise thought you were.
Yeah. Gotta let that age. Is that one of my 4 extra bonus points?
Nope, don't even worry about that. That's nothing at all.
Okay, so
That is my
let's
gift to you.
So do I describe what the ideal scenario is and roll?
Well,
against
roll
that?
2d6 and we'll see what happens.
Okay. See, I only got 1, so I'll add twice to 4. And that's a 6, a 10.
So you passed.
I
No.
did? No.
He failed.
Oh,
my-
I'm sorry. I
under.
thought you said and 6, which meant it added up to 6. So
my
you
mistake. My mistake.
failed.
No, I got a cumulative 10. I've failed to the extent of 10.
So what? You know what? Actually, I have a great idea that's going to advance the story and also maybe make all of this work as well,
Uh-huh.
if I may.
You
So
need
you
the
jump
animator
into the
permission.
ocean, believing somehow that your superpower of smell will make things work better. And as soon as you get in there, you're like under the water. You're like, I'm going fast, but you're actually just kind of slowly sinking. And there's this moment you're like, this isn't going at all I want it to. But then a bunch of fish are swimming by, and you can actually see the stink spreading through the water. And they're just like, oh, hell no. So they go and they get their friends and they grab you and they're like, get out. And they just like form a collective and punch you out of the ocean in a perfect arch. And you land on the back of the boat where everyone else is.
Oh!
And you just hear,
Wow.
and stay out.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Search.
We should hook up sometime. What are all of your numbers? There's like 400 of you. I'll just find you. I'll find you later.
The whole school of fish is working as one, and they're forming a shaking fist. Don't come back.
Yeah.
Maybe they're putting up various fingers. I don't know. It's hard to see from a distance.
There's just a sign. It like that now forms a hand that has an enormous wooden sign that doesn't make any sense. It just says, "Don't call us, we'll call you."
Yeah.
Well, despite your best intentions to fail, you somehow have all arrived on this boat.
So to the engine room?
So where are we on the boat? Are we like on a lifeboat that we like scrabbled up, or are there humans around?
So this is a large luxury cruise vessel.
Okay.
This is the HMS Farm. We don't know if this is
Farmer
actually related to
McFarmson's.
McFarmson's empire or not. Or really, who pays attention to the business dealings of this man? His empire could stretch in every direction. And this is like one of those very large cruise liners. And you've landed on one of the passenger decks at the back. It's got like a large landing area that, like an observation deck. So there's no one around right now, which is quite nice because people are moving to their rooms and putting their luggage away. And so you've got some plans. You can try and sabotage it. You can try and find Plod. The boat is your oyster.
Well, we don't want Plod to know we're here. We need to like capsize the luxury vessel without Plod seeing us, right? That's what we're after.
Yeah,
That's our objective.
I think so. Yeah, we don't want Plod to know that that we ruined her vacation, so we wouldn't have to have any responsibility. So once her boat cruise is canceled, she'll have no choice but to return to the farm, and then I won't have to look after it. So that sounds great. Yeah. So Rocky, I like your plan. Let's go to the engine room. Ooh, can I try to quick change so I'll blend in?
By all means, please.
All right, I'm gonna try to dress like a little sailor. I passed again.
Oh,
Whee! It's very okay. This has never worked. It's always gone wrong.
all right. Describe your sailing outfit.
I am I've got a little sailor's hat and like a little a sailor like I look more like a sailor scout than a proper sailor because like I'm a cartoon
Like
mouse.
the collar. Do you have the little like pointy hat and everything too?
Yes, absolutely. So I look like an old timey sailor. So yeah, but toot toot.
All right. So we have
Away.
one person who could pass, and then a turtle and an enormous smelly swine. I'm sure you'll blend right in.
I'm sure.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. You ever been
So-
on a cruise vacation, man? Everybody ends up looking like me at the end of it. It's it's all good.
Okay, it's at this point that someone always has a map. Anyone have a map? Wait, did we leave Trilby behind? Oops. We need a map.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh,
Let's see. They always have one of those "you are here" markers at places. There's got to be at least like a fire exit type thing where your nearest exit is. We could maybe look for that.
Amazing.
Is that a
Right near a
smart check?
stairwell beside you, there's that diagram of the boat of like in
Ooh.
case of emergency, here's where things are, and just some general layout of stuff. So you find yourself at the back of the boat. Now you are located directly above where the propellers are, and you can see at the very front of the boat there's what's the room called? The captain room where the navigation tools are? Sure, the bridge. The bridge is near more the front. So I don't know if you want to sabotage the people who are piloting the vessel or the mechanical component of the vessel.
Well,
We could
one's
split the
closer.
party. No? Is that? I've heard that's always the strategy. Is that okay?
Let's split up and look for clues, gang. Let's split up and look for clues.
There's a lot of joy in splitting the party.
Y'all do you. I'll make do with what you want to do. How do you want to tackle this problem?
So I don't have a breakthrough floor skill because you said the propellers and the engines or whatnot are directly below us, right?
Yeah.
Can I use breakdown door on the deck just to go directly down?
This is not a solution I expected you to do. Let's see how it goes. Roll it.
All right. My breakdown door skill is 4. I rolled a 6.
So I'm imagining you go up and you like get your foot ready and it goes up in the air and you try really, really, really hard to stomp on it and then boom, it's solid metal, and you get the cartoon vibration in your leg, which is like, and then all of a sudden your entire shell starts vibrating, and you're like, okay, might be a little bit more solid than a turtle can punch through. You might need to find a way down.
Oh
Oh.
no! So I go over to Rocky, and I say, Rocky, and he still feels bad for the whole group thing. No, Rocky, it's okay, it's okay. And I grab him and I pick him and I start vibrating as well. And then
Oh, thanks, man.
you're welcome. And then my breakdown door is 8.
Oh,
And so our combined vibration hopefully syncs up with the natural structure of the atoms in the metal flooring, and that will shatter it if my knowledge of physics is anything, which is it is nothing. So let's roll against 8. What do you say?
let's see it.
Okay, so I've got first roll is a 5, second roll is a 2. I've got a 7.
That is less than that. So somehow this pig actually has a PhD in physics and is able to calculate the vibrations of his swiny girth such that it actually counters that of the bridge. And you see the metal start to warp and separate and open down a path to this enormous gear room down below.
All the way down.
Oh, I go first.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So I get a little higher.
All right, Verity, your companions have just done the impossible here. Any sort of reaction to what you're witnessing?
I'm gonna be like, oh, as like a puff of air comes up behind Swinebeck as he goes into the engine room of the boat, and I'm gonna be like, oh, all right, and I'm gonna attempt to use my mouse skills to get down there and not fall.
I mean, everybody give me some type of roll. Start with Kathleen. How you plan to actually descend, jumping at least a full story down into a mechanical room. All right, Kathleen, what skill are you going to use and how you rolling?
I'm a mouse, so, it's a full story for huge things, but there's wires and pipes and all sorts of things that sort of crisscross industrial places like this. So I'm actually betting I can find like a fairly safe route to just be like, oh, okay, so I'll go to like this light and then this thing that's going down here, and then slide down this like pipe, and just sort of like come down mousy style. So
Wait, are we being realistic in tune?
All right, we'll roll it.
I feel like that's
like
my
it.
problem all the time. Ooh, and I succeed.
All right, so Kathleen manages to find an infrastructure of wires. Describe it.
I go down real quick like a mouse does. Just like, it's like, oh, that didn't take you long at all. Huh.
But I want to get to the floor before her.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm very elegantly and calmly like, doot, 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 doot. So race me, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna try to do this intelligently, but then I see that she's already started. So I just jump. Would you like to roll on my jump skill?
Yeah. Let's see let's see what your land skill looks like here.
All right. I succeeded. What does that mean?
You jump and get there before me.
Okay.
I'm managing the way that you take no damage from this is you go to jump off. You do like the cartoon thing where for no reason you plug your nose as if you're going to jump into water, and you jump off the edge, but then you just pull all of your limbs into the shell, and the shell just falls and hits the ground, and you pop out and you're like, ta-da! All right, Swinebeck.
Okay, so Swinebeck, I guess I'm going to use because it's not climbing. He's not climbing down. He's falling, which is jumping. Falling is half of jumping, and ideally exactly half. And so, what in my mind, he's coming down through the jagged metal and structures and wood and other floors through this like a greased water balloon down a plinko board, just sort of like just kind of liquid coming down, and hopefully he doesn't get snagged on anything. I hope he doesn't. Let's see if he does. The jump is 6, and my roll is first is 2, second is 1, 3. Hurrah! So liquid cork comes down through this hole, sort of, and flattens out into kind of a pancake, and then comes back together again as a nice kind of pig. Like, oh man, I haven't had that much fun since all that. What was it again? I kind of missed it when you said it there, Kathleen. Was it the alfalfa incident? What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't had much fun since the alfalfa incident.
We can go
Woo!
again.
What a
we
party
just
this is turning out to be.
Is
So
there
I'm
like a ship's cat or anything that we have to avoid in this area?
Hmm.
Well, first off, to set the mood of the place, because of course tunes are very musical for me. You hear the classic sound of any form of big machinery, the do 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 do
Powerhouse.
do
Oh, there's a name to this. It's
do.
Powerhouse.
It's powerhouse, yeah.
Yeah.
So you see all these giant gears turning into each other, and there's an area where there's like coal that's being shoveled, and it goes into like a big burner, and then that's rhythmically with the music causing these steam belts to move, and everything is moving. But yes, there is security here. How did you know? And you're typically in a dark area because, this is not terribly well lit. It's basically underground within the boat. And it turns out the fairies have actually employed 2 moles to be down in this area. They're used to being in the dark area and stuff like that. You might remember them after you ousted them. It's Jerry and Sylvia, the formerly reformed criminal moles, are now the operator/security people down here. And you can't imagine this is going to go well if they won't see you because of course they're moles, but they might spot you.
Gosh. Oh, Verity, Rocky. Do you know these guys? Do you know these Molly folks?
I've never met them.
They're real. Well, you know what? We thought that they were jerks, but it turns out they had threw Euripides earthworm out of his house because the spider family that lived next door to them had like 100 toddlers. So like he was just really loud, I believe. So you know what? Maybe we can just appeal to their better nature. Yeah, maybe they won't recognize me. At least they won't recognize. At least we don't have Trilby and Hank here.
A gentle reminder that you are a stowaway.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, right. We shouldn't be here at all.
Oh, no. Okay.
So when you said that coal was being shoveled, is that with some like massive conveyor belt, or are there people shoveling coal?
That is, the moles are there. That's part of their
Moles?
duty down here is
Okay.
workers, operators, security.
So what if I just run over there and pants them and run back before they can see me?
An elegant solution, Rocky.
All right. I mean, I'm going to ask you for 2 rolls there, Rocky. I'm going to ask you for a speed roll.
Okay.
And depending on how that goes, we'll check in after.
All right. So I need a 6 or less, and I get a 6.
Excellent. Now, you're very fast. You're going to be able to get there and back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what kind of finesse skill do you have while using your super speed to try and pull the drawstring on their pants here?
Would the sneak skill be appropriate?
Absolutely. If you can
Okay.
very sneakily try and pull their drawstring.
Okay.
Verity, what is Rocky doing and why is he doing it?
You know what? He just has to go fast. Sometimes you got to go fast.
So when I run, I pick up my shell, and I just, my leg just, and I succeeded at my sneak skill. Oh, animator.
Amazing. All right. So
I'm like getting their underwear up over their heads.
so there's Jerry and Sylvia. The shuffling is just like, afternoon, Jerry. Afternoon, Sylvia. Another day shoveling coal. Another day shoveling coal. All right. And then just as they both go into like shovel, all of a sudden they're like, ah! As they get the wedgie of a lifetime and their underwear gets pulled over their head and they're like, what's happening? And they're now very distressed and very disoriented and obviously not paying attention at all to their surroundings. They're so startled right now. So you have a window of opportunity to do something.
Yeah, you guys are up. I've done my thing.
All right.
gosh.
They're distracted.
Okay, they're distracted.
Okay.
They are certainly distracted.
What if we Okay, so like this seems like a well-oiled machine, right, Serge?
Oh, perfectly well oiled and well coaled as well.
Okay, so if there's a significant enough, like, could you not throw something into the? Could you not throw a piece of something into like a gear to like snag the engines or something like that? Or is there perhaps? Wait, we don't have to be that destructive. Are there any pull in case of emergency buttons? Because if you pulled it now, they would just cancel it. Right?
Absolutely, there is.
Perfect.
In case of emergency, break glass, and then there's a button that says "Do not push unless it's an emergency." Giant button with like arrows pointing at it and stuff like that.
Oh, sick! All right, let's go push that button. All right. So Verity is like, quick, let's push the emergency switch and get the crew shut down. And then she looks at it, and it's of course at human height, and she's this tall. She's like,
Well, I'll help you with that, Verity. And I
you.
reach down to pick her up with my most disgusting hands. Like the worst, the hoofs that is like, these do the most business. These are the bad ones. And I go, come on, Verity, hop up on my hands. We'll just lift you up here. Come on.
You're suddenly very dirty, Verity. Or you're about to be very dirty. How do you deal?
Oh, my white sailor outfit.
Oh, I fixed that. It's all better now.
It's now sort of a yellowish brown sailor's outfit.
Verity, I'm going to try to quick change into a hazmat suit.
All right.
I can't believe it. I have not failed a single quick change roll all night. I am now in a yellow hazmat suit. Perfect. To the button.
Incredible. I always see people wearing those things. What's up with that? It must be in style.
Yeah, full mask and everything. You've got the little backpack on.
Yeah. All right. And so I get up to the button and I'm like, break glass. Tink.
And then you hear the
tink. Oh, it works.
Oh.
I don't want to like shout in the microphone too much. This enormous alarm goes on, and then it's just like, this is your captain speaking. Please remain calm. We've got a little bit of emergency situation right now. We're going to have to be returning back to the dock. Again, vitally important that we remain calm. I want to say thank you very much, everyone, for choosing HMS Farm. Above all else, please remember to remain calm.
That's beautiful, man. That's well played. Great pilot voice.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So the boat turns around, and then Jerry and Sylvia are like, they're going to start recovering and look at each other. Do you two do anything here?
I mean, we
three?
should.
There's three of you.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Let's get out of here and get back to shore. We can't.
Now, the issue is you came in through a hole in the ceiling. You don't know anything else about this room. You kind of came in explosively, literally pants the people who worked here. What's your strategy?
Well,
we dig our way out.
What was that?
I said we dig our way out.
Oh,
we go down further.
Yes.
That's the sea.
Yeah. So that's where we started. It went land, water, boat. We have to go backwards. Boat, water, land. We go down.
Perfect. All right. Perfect. That'll
I succeed.
Just water to start just shooting it.
So I imagine Rocky, having learned from his previous mistake that you don't hit the ground, instead learn from it previously. So uses a super speed and starts spinning. And then the shell actually ends up turning into a drill shape that drills straight down. And you hit water. And that's fantastic. So Rocky is out. Water is starting to come in through the bottom of the boat here. Rocky, you're at home. I mean, you're in the sea now, and there's a couple of fish looking at you being really confused. Verity and Swinebeck, what do you two do?
I'm gonna hop down from Swinebeck and attempt to put on scuba gear. Which fails finally. I finally get a failure. Andy, basically, I transform into any costume that I can. It's cartoon magic, right? So So I wanted to go scuba gear, but I failed. So what do I change into?
Oh, beekeeper's outfit.
Perfect.
So you've got your smoke gun and you've got your big mask, and you are getting ready to dive into the sea.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So I think Swinebeck has seen the error of his ways a little bit. He is not that bright, but he knows what he's in a room rapidly filling with water. So here we go. Where's Verity in all this? Has she gone down the
Well, I changed into a beekeeper's outfit and went, oh, bother. And then took a big gulp of air and dove out.
Excellent. Well, I think in this one there's maybe a limit to Swinebeck's liquid pork abilities. I'm gonna put this as, let's see if he can make it through without getting himself stuck in this hole that is rocky size. Let's see if he can actually make it through. What do you say? What would this be? This would be
well, it could be another breakdown door roll if you're just trying to enlarge the or if you're thinking you're just going to try to slither through. That's probably some sort of zip. Do you have a?
Yeah, I have a zip skill. It's 4. Let's try.
All right, so you're going to try and be stealthy. Or you're going to try and be nimble, I suppose, is the way to work. Now, again, you also have some unspent points, and if you decide that you want to be slippery like a pig, you can always upgrade your character sheet and let that be a permanent addition.
I like this. I like this very much. So it is slippery like a pig, liquid pork skill, which is
we'll have that under zip. And you can assign some amount of your points to that. Is there a limit, Dale? You're a little bit more familiar with the system than I am. Up to 9.
Up to 9. Okay, well let's do it's in the zip skill. So yeah, let's chalk that up to a 6. Why not?
All right. Let's see if you can roll under a 6 to be slippery like a pig.
Like slippery like a pig. Come on. And just before I try this, I go over to was it Sylvia and who is it?
Jerry and Sylvia, the moles.
Jerry and Sylvia, who are still struggling with their now soggy underwear, and I go over there and I take a sniff and I make some notes in a notebook that I keep behind my back just for later. And then it's good. Just you got to expand your horizons in this smell business. It's important. And it takes as it's coming up to his neck, he dives down and he rolls a 3 and a 4 and fails, and he gets stuck. He is now. Oh, you tell me. I guess you tell me what happens. He's 7. He fails.
So there's good news and there's bad news. Mm-hmm. The bad news is that you're stuck. The good news is the boat isn't going to sink because you've now plugged the hole.
Ah.
But there's now 2 moles who are going to turn over and take a look at you and just like, who are you? Why is the boat flooding?
and from underneath, because all you see is like this little hoofs and his little curly tail sticking out the bottom. All you
now, Verity and Rocky, you do see. So the moles have spotted the pig, who is keeping the boat afloat. What do you two do? Are you head first or are you butt first, Andy?
I'm head first into the hole with my butt sticking out for comedy.
Yeah, we need to rescue him. So I'm gonna be like, and then start swimming back.
And I hear this, and of course I'm comfortable underwater. So in my shell, I have a tiny turtle-sized oxygen tank that I can share with you. I don't know how long that will help you. I guess it helps you for as long as Serge says it helps you.
It's working for now.
Okay.
So you're not going to suffocate.
Good. Oh, good. It'd be a tragedy to die on my first outing into this lovely comical world.
So in Toon, you never die. You just fall down and then tweeting birds go around your head.
Oh,
or some sort of equivalent.
Oh, good. So
all
good,
right.
I'm sucking on that. I really appreciate it.
Verity.
Can I try a quick change?
Please.
Underwater welder.
Ooh.
It fails.
Oh, that was a good call too. That'd be cool.
It's cut a hole in the side of the boat. But
all right.
So
you get the underwater part right, but the welder part wrong, and you're actually in a mermaid cosplay right now. So like fake tail and like seashells and long, beautiful aerial braids. Hair. Was her hair braided? I can't
I don't
remember.
think so.
No, it's close.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
you're basically the Verity cosplay of Ariel right now.
How do you say "oh bother" while also making underwater noises? Okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna try and like pull on Swinebeck, I guess, a little bit.
Now you can hear, because of course cartoon logic, it goes back to Jerry and Sylvia, and they're like, "We're gonna get in so much trouble, but all we have is this nondescript pig butt to blame instead of us." So they're gonna start to like tug of war to try and pull Swinebeck out the other way. So the moles each have one of Swinebeck's legs, and they're gonna try and pull Swinebeck out so that they can hold Swinebeck pig accountable for trying to flood the boat and hitting the emergency button.
Well, I'm going to break through the hull and stop them.
Of course you are.
But I failed my roll. What happens?
So once again, you grow overconfident in your technique and your speed. So you form the drill bit technique, and you're like, I'm going to go fast. I'm going to go fast. But you forget to account for water friction. So when you speed yourself up and you're almost into the drill shape, you hit the side, and the whole boat starts to boom. So that giant gong, and it's underwater and it's deafening. So everybody, give me some type of resist. Give me a skill that you think you have that would resist this giant gong sound, so you're not stunned for a second.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say I failed because I rolled an 8, and I don't think I have any skills. So I'm gonna be like, I guess I'll let go of Swinebeck's finger hoof that I've been pulling on. I'm gonna cover my ears.
Can I dodge the sound wave?
Go for it. You think you're faster than sound? Prove it.
I am faster than sound, and I succeed at my roll.
Amazingly, you see the sound waves coming, and you dodge them. You are so fast.
Yes, yes.
Gosh, looking at here, trying to think of what would be good for resisting. I guess muscle. I guess that's sort of like a endurance maybe thing.
You just absorb it with your girth.
Absorb it with my liquid pig body.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. I've got my stats at 3, and I've got stats of 6. I've rolled a 3 and a 2, so a 5. I have a 5, and what if that? So I succeed. Do I get to choose what happens, or what happens?
Well, you resist it. We'll just talk about the fact that we're stunned. So Verity, for a second here, gets like stars around her head that are actually boats and turtles just going around, and she's dazed. And cartoon logic, of course, the same thing hits the two moles who are pulling on Swinebeck. So while Rocky was not able to punch through, both of you have an opportunity right now to act while other people can't. You could utilize the vibrations. How good was your roll, Swinebeck?
I got a 5 against a 6.
All right, so you're fine. Yeah. What are you going to use with this window of opportunity?
This window of opportunity, the vibration. I'm able to channel the vibration like I did at the top in the breaking through to wiggle myself out of it and into the water, which is fantastic. And I am now free of the hole. And who else? Where is everybody now? Is everybody okay? Did Verity succeed?
Verity is a little bit shocked right now, which is not great.
I'm collecting Verity. That's what I'm doing while Swinebeck is wiggling out of the hole.
Perfect. All right.
Well, I can wiggle out of the hole. I'm free. I'm free.
And I put Verity in my shell.
Ah. So the inside of the shell is actually quite nice. It's like a well-decorated home. There's a hot tub. There's a fully stocked bar.
Is this my second time in your shell?
Yes.
Rocky? Oh, perfect. I was like, oh, I could use a stiff drink, and I start shaking a martini.
All right, Verity is safely on the inside there. Now, I kind of want two things to happen here. I have a pretty good button for this, if I may, unless you feel there's another action to take right now. All right, so the fish gather round, and they form a collective that holds up a sign that's just like, we weren't kidding. And this enormous hand grabs the two of you and just like, it just throws it. And as you're cascading through the air, you look over and you actually see in like super cartoon fast motion, the boat just goes and sinks.
with a little string band playing vertically on the way down.
And I'm just picturing a moment here where there's one of the life rafts that's coming back, and there's an extremely angry looking waterlogged Plod who's lost all of her stuff, and a waterlogged Kenny the kangaroo and some moles, and they're coming back. And then she's just like, I don't know which one of you did it, but I know one of you pigs is responsible. That's it. Lockdown for everybody. And she's just going to apply a big punishment. And I think that's where we're going to call episode 1.
Yay.
Excellent. Nice job, Serge.
All right, friends, we're going to take a very short commercial break. More Dice Friends after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of episode 5 of Dice Friends in Farmer McFarmson's farm. I'm your animator, Serge, joined by these 3 wonderful players, and I'm excited to show you my second bonus setting. Paul, with the reveal, please. Welcome to Tunes in Space.
Man, we've got perfect if only we had a pig.
Oh, my little fishbowl. Yeah.
Fantastic different art with everybody here. All right. So get ready for some box text because everybody loves box text. All right. So picture it's night, it's pitch black, and we're out in the galaxy, and you just hear the and you see a UFO fly by. And then the camera pans to a top-down view of Farmer McFarmson's farm where everyone is asleep. Now, kindly, one at a time, starting with Verity, please describe your sleeping situation, your bedroom, sort of what you'd be looking like or wearing at a time like this.
All right, so I live in the house, so I have like a mouse hole, but it goes into like a cartoon mouse's house. So I've got like a kitchen and a bedroom and like floral wallpaper and like, you know, drawers and stuff like that. So I'm in bed in my like nightgown with my like stuffed mouse, I guess. I don't know what stuffed animal a mouse would have. If a human has a stuffed bear, a mouse has a stuffed wombat. So I've got my stuffed wombat. And I'm asleep.
Rocky?
So I live in a big terrarium in the kids' bedroom. So inside the terrarium, you see my shell, and inside my shell, I'm in a big queen-sized bed in my pajamas, and I have one of those old-style hats, and it's just like...
Swinebeck?
I am in my own corner of the pig pen because the other pigs don't like to get too close to me. I mean, they like the filth too, but I take it a little too far. And I'm in the corner, and I've got it sort of all the filth and slop just kind of mounted up around me to fit my body like one of those memory foam mattresses, except with awfulness. And I'm just curled up. I'm curled up real good. And there's a little dung ball that I keep blowing away with my snores. I go sucking it back up on the inhale and blowing it away. That's how Swinebeck likes to rest.
So the UFO descends silently above the farm, and you hear the and a beam of light goes down through the house into Verity's little nook and grabs her and her bed and her PJs and her little stuffed wombat and just bloop, pops her out. But it's so gentle, nobody notices. It doesn't even wake her. She doesn't even notice she's still asleep with all of her stuff. The same thing happens to Rocky Turtle, except it's the whole queen-size bed, no shell. I imagine cartoon logic, you'll be back in your shell outside, but it's the bed and the PJs and stuff. It manages to beam you out from inside of your shell and out perfectly the bed. And then over to the farm area where the pig is sleeping, you can see it like it thinks for a second. It's like, ugh, ugh. And then it almost seems to like give itself a force field, and a chunk like reinforces it as it tries to pull you up because you're so large. And it grabs you. And then again, we have the camera. The camera pulls out, and there's the farm, and then it pulls out, and there's Earth, and then it pulls out, and there's our galaxy. And it pulls out and then pans over, and you see a strange alien world. There's large spires, like tall, thin buildings with weird platforms and tubes connecting everything. And then you hear the opposite of it's, and then the 3 beds are placed side by side in sort of an open laboratory setting where you're still asleep in your beds, and they just kind of like separate slightly. And that's where you are.
I think Verity as a mouse is probably a light sleeper, and so once process is over, surely some sort of strange odor would wake me up.
There's a very strong odor. Unfortunately, it's not that strange. It's quite familiar, but it shouldn't be anywhere near you right now if all things are considered, because you should be in your house, in your room, far away from the pig pen.
But I'm not. I can smell it right here, and that's strange. And I'm gonna wake up. I think I could wake up. I do like the cartoon stench lines come and like drift over from Swinebeck, and they're just like and like wrap around me and like go up my nose as I'm snoring, and I was just like eyes open. It's just like
yeah. So the immediate surroundings are familiar. You've got your wombat. Does your wombat have a name?
Mrs. Wombat.
All right. You still have Mrs. Wombat. You're still in your nightgown. You're still in your bed. But when you look around, you're in a strange, sterile room. It actually looks like you're inside of an enormous, like there's a glass tube that's just covered on top of a perfectly white room. So sorry, there's like a glass jar on top, and it's flat and it's white, and you're just like, there's nothing else in the room.
Ah!
Rocky and Swinebeck, are you heavy sleepers? You hear a very small scream.
I don't know. I don't know if that would wake me up or not. I think the squeak is enough for me to like have a little more of an inhale, and that makes a dung ball go into my mouth like an apple in a roast pig, and that wakes me up, and I go and spit it across the room. It hits the glass wall and bounces across and leaves like a little trail. And I wake up, and it's alfalfa again, the alfalfa again, and calm down a little bit. And I look around, and I see Verity, Rocky, and Verity's awake. I say, Verity, are we in some sort of Apple commercial? What is this?
Rocky?
I think I'm asleep until someone wakes me up.
All right. Well, Verity and Swinebeck, you two can talk to each other. Or there's a knocking upon. There's no shell. It's very interesting. You see, Rocky's in a quite nice bed here, queen size bed. There's PJs and stuff like that.
Oh, Rocky, wake up!
Oh, whoa! How'd you get in?
Where did we get into? Look around. What's going on here? I just woke up, and now you're here, and Swinebeck's here. That's what woke me up. But where are we?
My shell redecorated itself again.
Oh wow!
This keeps happening to you, Rocky.
Is that like a self-cleaning oven? It just sort of, you hit a button and it restyled itself?
I mean, my shell, I call it my tortoise. It sometimes like changes its desktop theme, and everything looks different inside.
Oh, very good. You know, I knew a beagle once had a doghouse like that.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, great. Well, I'm trying not to scream out of panic, but I think we're in kind of a situation here, folks. Looking around the room, trying to see is there anything other than the glass wall and the completely white room?
You turn over and you notice a very large. The best thing you could do to describe it is bird. It's all purple. It's taller than even the humans you would see. It has 2 large antennas and a very large green beak. And it's just sitting there just doing this like, good, good.
Oh dear. I look
Oh.
to Verity because she seems to be the authority figure.
Can I do a mouse thing of run, basically do a very fast run around the room and like try to find a door?
We're
Or,
running.
like-
Amazing.
I
You're just
will
like
be faster.
skittering.
I will be faster. We're
So
running.
Verity starts running in one direction, and Rocky's like, "It's a foot race."
I'm running.
All right, so
I have a 9 on my run. Wow, I failed.
I rolled a 3 on my incredible speed. I'm succeeding at an improbable number of skills tonight.
So Verity, you start to panic, and as you start to run, Rocky just blows right by you, which throws you off your rhythm. So you kind of just freeze. You do the other mouse thing where you try and run along all the sides and find a way in, but instead you just like like mouse sees a predator. Rocky, you're going really fast. How many laps around the interior do you want to do here?
I want to lap Verity once. So I catch up to her. I go all the way around. I go past her again. And then the next time I catch up with her, I'm like, oh, good race.
The extraterrestrial is going to walk up to the glass. And as they do, it just like, vroom, it like opens up and they walk through and it goes, vroom.
Zoom, super speed. I'm through that door. Oh, now you fail me. I rolled an 8.
Well, we can do one of 2 things. I think it might be more interesting to roll the fail here than just to say you don't make it.
Okay.
So on 1, 2, or 3, you make it outside, but you leave something behind. And a 4, 5, and 6, you just don't make it. You rolled a 5. All right. So you try and beat the closing side, and it closes. It's faster even than you are, and you just won't. You bounce off it, and you tumble back.
Okay.
Hello, Earthlings. I'm sure you have many questions. I just want you to know that I am Birdie, and I intend to invade your puny world. And, I mean, you need a plan, of course. So as representatives of the smartest species I could find on your planet, I have brought you here to be my specimens so I may observe you. All right, pulls out paper, writes down, sneakily fast, prone to panic, bad odors. Very good.
Not any bad odors. What is he talking about? It smells amazing in here. I've never been so concentrated in my life.
Birdie, can you open that door again, please?
Oh, of course.
I run through it.
All right. Roll it.
Natural 2.
Ooh.
All right, describe it. What do you do?
So I zip through the door, jamming it open on my way through. And I mean, I'm sure he can fix that, but for right now, it's not going to immediately close when it tries to. And I'm zipping out and I'm looking for, so I don't know we came here on a flying saucer. I'm guessing we came here on a ferry boat. And I'm looking for a ferry boat or some other vehicle, maybe a tractor, so that we can get back to the farm.
There are certainly, you're starting to get the feeling that you might not be in Kansas anymore there, Rocky. You're running about, you're looking for barns, you're looking for farm animals, you're looking for farm equipment, maybe a boat that you're familiar with. And instead you see tubes, you see tall spires, you see weird alien plants.
Oh, I talked to one of the tall spiders.
Not spider, spire, like a very tall, thin building.
Well, I talked to one of the spiders on the... Oh, wait, no, okay. Carry on.
One of the tall spiders. Yeah. So Rocky just zooms out. And Birdie is sitting there being like, I wonder where that turtle thinks it's going. What do you two do?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm having some anxiety issues because I also have abandonment issues, and both of them are mingling together because Rocky left. I turned to Verity. I said, "Rocky left. He just left. What do we do? What do we do?"
After him. Let's go. Swinebeck. And I Swinebeck, we got to make a break for it. And I grab Mrs. Wombat and I say, go. And I climb aboard Swinebeck to try and
Grudgingly?
ride him out of here. Yeah, definitely begrudgingly. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Wombat. Because she's getting all dirty too.
She's getting very dirty. It's going to take hours to get that smell out.
I'm going to have to clean her very carefully because she's very old.
Excellent.
All right, Swinebeck, there's a Verity and a Mrs. Wombat on your back.
I've got a Verity and a Mrs. Wombat. I've got a big purple bird who I assume is standing in front of the door. Does he? How's the bird looking? Does the big purple bird? Are they okay with us going?
They're just kind of staring at you with a smile and a notepad.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I don't like that. So I take one. What before I start to gear up to use my run stat here. But before I do, I take one little because he's very curious. He takes a little sniff of the purple bird and goes, "Oh, apricots, jasmine, fascinating." And he takes out his own notebook and he writes that down. he tries to get out of this room with his run skill of 6, and I rolled a 2 and a 4, 6.
Oh, you pass. I was going to wonder if we're going to get another situation of the pig getting stuck. All right, you're out. You're chasing after the turtle. You can easily say where Rocky went because there's like a cloud of smoke, like a trail on the path that they ran down, like Roadrunner. You're like, we can go that way. Now, Rocky, do you stop at some point? Do you wait, or are you just going?
I'm probably doing some sort of loop because it's not my intention to abandon my companions. It's just my intention to be first. And if they're not following quickly enough, I'll go back and look for them.
You hear a and you turn back and Birdie the extraterrestrial has now gotten onto like a little hoverboard and is starting to like toot after you.
I want that hoverboard. Oh yeah, they catch me for sure.
All right, so they're like,
do I? What am I rolling here? Am I rolling jump? Am I rolling fight?
What do you want to do?
I'm taking the hoverboard.
But by taking Birdie out, or like they're gonna go by and you're gonna like pull it out for them, they're gonna keep flying. Like,
yeah, sure. I'd be happy to just yoink it out from underneath.
All right, what kind of yoink skill do you have?
That is a great question. Which is why I tried to ask it of you. I think fight is the best I can do here.
All right, you're going to try and aggressively take it from them when they go by.
Yes,
like a matador.
Dun, 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 dun. I rolled 4. My fight is 8. All right.
Ooh.
Is he gonna fight back?
You see Birdie with this very arrogant look on their face, and with the ingrained superiority that Birdie has as an extraterrestrial looking down upon you puny earthlings, Birdie never saw this coming. So Birdie's just going up and being like, ah, yes, tremble before my might, pathetic. And then it's just like, wah! And there's this moment where the monologue is still happening in Birdie's head. She's like, they will tremble before me. I shall conquer them all. And then it's at that point, and like they go over the side of a spire, and they're like, that's when they realize that they're not floating or anything again. And then they fall, and their notepad is stuck in the air. And then they like reach up and grab the notepad, and then it all falls. You have a hover thingy now.
Sweet. Can Birdie fly? I was sort of assuming that birds can fly.
So there are some flightless birds.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
I used that line last week.
So this is so good. So good.
TV episode of all time.
It's incredible. Les Nessman out there. Oh my God. They're dying.
And I mean, Birdie could fly until you took their hoverboard away.
All right. So I'm totally fine unless what you want is a drive vehicle skill.
Well, you're driving a vehicle, so let's see it.
Okay. I don't have a drive vehicle skill. It's a zip, so I'll just roll my zip. And
I mean, how hard could it possibly be, right, Rocky?
So I'm pushing all the buttons I can find.
Excellent.
And I rolled a 7. My zip is 5.
All right, it's not a crit fail, but it's not great. I like the traditional Rocky dilemma here of I'm going to roll a d6, and on a 1, 2, or 3, it's going to start moving in a way you don't like, and in a 4, 5, 6, it's not. Something else is going to happen.
Sure.
I got a 1, 2, or 3. And congratulations, you've managed to find the up button.
Oh, hooray! I love
So you are now going straight up.
this.
It's
Is
moving.
awesome.
You're on it. You're piloting a vehicle, and it is going a direction. Verdi and Swinebeck, you almost caught up. There was a bird chasing behind you. You saw Rocky steal the craft. You watched Birdie plummet off the edge of a spire. You thought you were safe. You had a chance to get together. And Rocky is now running in a direction you can't follow, which
Unless
is
you have a
straight
lasso.
up.
Do either of you have a lasso?
Oh,
I'm gonna try to quick change to be a cowboy with a lasso.
yeah.
Ah, it worked.
Yes.
Yay!
All right.
No,
Do you
hold
have
on,
some
I-
type of use rope skill? You now have
Oh.
all the tools necessary to make this work. You just have to pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, I have. Here's what I think works. I think it should be set disarm trap because that seems like a traditional rogue skill, which is dexterity, which is close to using a lasso properly.
Perfect. All right.
That's all. I have. It's 6, so it's not bad. Ooh, I pass.
All right. You have successfully lassoed a hoverboard with a turtle on it. And you see your rope starting to like spiral, and all the slack is getting pulled away. And it's about to get pulled tight as this thing keeps going up in the air.
All right. I hold on to Mrs. Wombat and I say, "It's Steinbeck.
Oh.
Follow us, I guess."
I grab hold of Mrs. She's got a hold of Mrs. Wombat. I've got a hold of Mrs. Wombat as well. But I've got my greasy little pig hooves, and so I gotta roll. I'm very heavy, but it's very, and it keeps like slipping out, slipping out of the hands. Just keep going hand over hand, trying to hold on. And I got to roll against something. I guess it's slippery pig, which I just.
So you need to roll your slippery pig skill and fail.
Okay, I need to.
That's
fail.
what I need you to see. Because if you pass being a slippery pig, you're too slippery to hold on.
I just added 2 points to slippery pig.
You're a very slippery pig. Let's see if you can fail this skill roll.
Oh, double-edged sword. All right, let's see. Here we go. So it's 6, and I rolled a 4 and a 2. I rolled a 6.
So you
What is-
passed. You
I
are
passed.
a slippery pig. Congratulations.
Oh.
You feel the rope slip through your hands.
No,
And
Let go of
Verity,
Mrs.
unfortunately,
Wombat.
and I do, but not but against my will, and just and now I'm very, very slippery, and I imagine things on this future planet in these settled areas are like weirdly smooth, like those frictionless planes. And so as he was running, trying to hold on to this, he now slips out and continues sliding in sort of a greasy trail down and an infinite plane towards the horizon or what. And I don't know what's coming. And it's going, looking behind me, seeing them fly away.
So
All right.
can Verity help me figure out these controls once she's like up
Yes.
where I am?
I will climb up the rope, I think.
Because she's the smart one.
well, I imagine between Verity climbing and Rocky pulling the rope, you can successfully get Verity up into the top here. So the two of you are now on a hoverboard that is gaining altitude alarmingly.
We have to go after
awesome.
Swinebeck.
Oh, how do we do that?
And I look at this control panel, and it's all like alien symbols, right?
Mm-hmm.
All laid out in a completely way. Okay, well, I'm just gonna roll.
And there's
my
like
smarts.
a weird feather handprint sort of thing in the middle.
All right, so unsurprisingly, I fail to figure out how to control this. So I am going to very thoughtfully press a red button.
Ah,
Let's see what
congratulations. It turns off. And there's that weird moment where you're no longer moving up and you've succeeded and no longer gaining altitude.
Huh.
And then there's that weird moment where, the panic sets in and then everything starts falling. And then once again, because I love this effect, it's like Mrs. Wombat's just going to be in the air circling by herself and then she's going to fall too. All right, you are now on your way back down to Earth to get reunited with Swinebeck.
Faster, faster, faster.
Can I just now press like a bunch of buttons at random?
All right, give us a random skill here and I'll see what happens.
All right, I'm gonna roll on identify dangerous thing.
Ooh.
This whole thing seems dangerous. Oh, and I fail. So
Excellent.
I press the blue one, the yellow one, the orange one, and then the black one like 5 times.
All right. Well, the good news is they're all dangerous. Every single thing you look at just screams danger to you. The Earth that is getting closer and closer as you, well, pardon me, not the Earth. The strange alien world is rapidly approaching. You hit a bunch of random buttons. All right. I'm going to offer you the same thing as before. A 1, 2, 3, it starts moving. A 4, 5, 6, it doesn't.
Okay.
Good news. You keep falling. It no longer keeps going in the opposite direction here. All right, Rocky's going to get an action. Swinebeck's going to get an action, and then you're going to collide with the ground.
Okay. Is there a go faster button? Because this is awesome, and I am loving it.
Well, there was a red button that stopped everything. There's also a large green button that you could hit, and who knows what it would do.
I know how to find out. I find out.
Excellent. Now, Swinebeck, luckily for you, you see your friends are coming back down at you at high speed. Is there anything you want to do as this finger is going closer and closer to the green button?
Oh gosh. Oh gee. So what is our what is our relative velocity and movement? So am I sliding or am I stationary now? Have I stopped?
You could, I mean, it's up to you. You could have found like a little dip and you could be like, hit the point where you just eventually stopped and you're like, oh, that's kind of lucky. Or you could have just kept sliding down and found a new location. Where do you want to be?
Oh gosh, yeah. I like that. Let's say I've gone on to. I'm picturing those lovely background paintings from Looney Tunes, but it's very futuristic and everything is domes and curves and occasional spires. So let's say I've hit a kind of toilet bowl. It's a sort of a like a round empty swimming pool, and I go wow, to the bottom there, and I can see them now coming towards me. I imagine it so they're about to hit the green button. But they're coming towards. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to utilize. I know. See, I've questioned whether this should ever be a skill that he used intentionally, but maybe no. Oh no, it'll never be intentional. It will always be the stink skill. I'm going to use my stink skill, where he is so nervous and so aggravated that his body odor is just starting to curdle the air around him and make it sort of spongy and soft. To be a sort of, hopefully, be some sort of landing pad for this hoverboard coming out. Again, not his intention, but this is the physics. Is just sort of making the air.
Yeah. You exude a stink. All right, give me a stink roll,
and makes it soft and malleable. At least slows things down, makes it more dense. So
all right.
Let's see if that idea happens. Stat is a 6, and I roll a 5. And a 1. I did it for real. 6.
So I know how that works physically. You're adding so many aroma particles to the air, you just increase its viscosity.
There we
go.
go.
It's just very thick, literally.
Wait, we're going slower?
So what I imagine happens here is as you hit the green button, you also hit the stink, and an amazing confluence of events happen at the same time. The hoverboard awakens, and you like reach to a halt, and then the hoverboard just kind of goes like, and then you immediately hear the like a wounded dog noise, like, and it bucks the two of you off and just runs away from the stench. So it's on, it's going really fast, and it's gone. But the three of you are together now.
I want to go again.
Rocky Verity, oh, Mrs. Wombat, oh, and he picks you up both up in his arms like two little stuffed animals, and he goes, never leave me again. I miss you so much. I miss you so much.
Okay. How do I squeeze out of the embrace?
It is a slippery pig. It's probably not too hard.
Hey,
Eventually, Swineback just squeezes too hard, and you just kind of like, bloop.
That sort of pneumatic tube sound. That
right.
boom, boom, boom.
Oh, we both get ejected, and then I sit there dazed on the ground, and then Mrs. Wombat hits me in the face, and, like slides
falls
down.
from the air and gets reunited.
Yeah, but she's so like oily and gross now, and I'm like, oh.
Leaves a stain down your face as she gets.
Yeah.
Well, you're out of the bubble. You've eluded capture. Now what?
Conquer the world.
A laundromat.
Very different goals here. One person wants to get clean. One person wants to take over this alien planet. Do we have a swing vote from Swineback over here?
Oh, that was. No, let's conquer something. They said they were going to conquer us. Well, that's not fair. We should conquer them. They started it. I think, like, come on.
Now, one of the fascinating things as you were running about this place, and you had a pretty good view from above, while the whole place seems to be covered in this alien architecture, you haven't seen any other people.
Oh.
Just Birdie.
The
Aw.
hoverboard.
And the hoverboard. So you can start going for a conquer here, or
Gosh.
Well,
looking around, that I guess that sort of hits, it hits Swinebeck anyway. Looking around from the joy of getting his friends back and looking around and seeing like the cold angles and the flat planes and the domes and perhaps the equivalent of a space tumbleweed made of tentacles just kind of goes by, and I said, oh, my friends, fellow farm compadres, this is kind of, you getting the heebie-jeebies all of a sudden like I am?
This is getting kind of real, actually.
Yeah.
yeah. Let's get the heck out of here.
Yeah. Where's that
Now-
birdie at?
Now, when you were up above, you had pretty good perspective of things. You saw something that suspiciously looked like a large, round craft that wasn't attached to the architecture. You also found the area where Birdie plummeted. So you have some options of which direction you could go.
Let's take his tractor.
Oh. Yeah.
All
His
right.
space tractor.
Mm.
So you approach a large vehicle that you can only assume is the locals' version of a tractor. And it sits there, it's round, it's disc-shaped, it has legs that come down, there's a ramp, and you think the ramp is just like the loader that, the tractors have for picking up hay and, loading things out the back. So it has all the parts that are familiar. It has legs, it has a body, it has a ramp, it may as well be a tractor. Do you head inside? You've found it.
Yeah, let's go. Perfect.
Yeah. Gosh. All right. We get in as we're getting into the space tractor. I'm looking around because I realize this birdie person might be here by themselves. And that's starting to really sink into Swinebeck's brain. Wait a second, folks, before we leave. And I want to leave because I want to get back to my filth hole. I'm a little worried about this birdie fella. You think he's going to be okay here? Is that why he wants to take over the world? Because he's lonely? Is this why he's stealing people from other planets?
Should we pick him up in the tractor and take him back to the farm? Maybe Kenny needs an assistant.
Hmm.
A deputy to the deputy.
Ooh. I'm up for that idea.
Okay.
I mean, sure, as long as he's up for, some good old farm living. Let's
Also,
go get him.
He might know how to drive this.
Ooh, even better.
All
What if
right.
he doesn't want to take us back to the farm though and come live with us though?
All right. He puts us back in that big glass jar and studies us forever.
Let's.
So,
How about this? Steinbeck or Schweinbeck, sorry. If
It's all right.
he tries anything funny, gas him.
With pleasure, Verity.
Now, do you go on foot or do you try and hotwire this improvised tractor to take you there?
one of those sounds more fun.
Yeah, let's definitely hotwire the tractor.
All right. Well, who wants to take point, and what skill are you going to use?
I have an addition. While the smart mouse is hot wiring this tractor to fly over to the bird, I'm going to race her. Because I can get to Birdie before she can fly this hot wired tractor to Birdie.
Now, do you wait for her to get ready to go and it's like an official race, or are you going to get a head start?
Oh, I don't need a head start. I'm just faster. Verity will tell me when it's time for me to start running.
All right, Verity, give me a hijack an alien vehicle, tractor roll here.
I fail.
By how much?
Well, I mean, it's not a critical failure, but I certainly don't succeed, I think. So I'm going to guess I get up there and I'll be like, of course we can race. How hard can it? Oh,
Well,
and it's just like dials and knobs, and it's an array of blinking lights, and there's like, like a bird size like seat that you would have to like get into and like be strapped in, and it's like, hold on, I don't think I can do this. Wait, hold on, Serge. I've seen the humans do this at home. Hey Siri.
Yes.
Can you take me to Birdie?
Pardon me?
Can you take me to Birdie, please?
Right away. Now, Rocky, I have bad news for you.
Oh no.
Verity hasn't told you anything. You just hear the and the ramp comes up and the legs start to retract and this thing starts getting ready to go.
Well, I can beat the ramp. I am faster than the ramp.
All right.
5. I am faster than the ramp.
All right. You're outside of the ship that's getting ready to start going towards Birdie. So
Yeah.
you're successfully off the boat. Now the race truly begins.
All right. Am I just rolling the speed again?
Yeah.
10.
All right. Well, we're going to roll a 1, 2, or 3. On a 1, 2, or 3, you get there, but you leave something behind. And a 4, 5, and 6, you end up somewhere else, but first. You want to roll it, or should I?
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right. We got a 4, 5, or 6. Now, you're going really fast in the wrong direction. Anybody have any suggestions as to where Rocky gets first?
Can I catch up to hovercraft?
Absolutely. You are on a foot race. You are going as fast as you can. You are getting ready to beat them. And then you realize that you're not actually racing the tractor. You've been racing the hovercraft and you've now caught up to it. And you're actually going to beat it to its home just before it gets there.
Hey, we're trying to get to Birdie. Can you help us?
The hovercraft is just like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm looking for Birdie too. Do you know where it went?
Yeah, and I describe whatever I saw when I saw where he went.
Ah, oh, cool. Hop on.
I hop on.
All right. And you see like a big curve. And then now there's this weird race of these two things like dipping through all these alien structures and like for no particular reason whatsoever, like going under ramps and through curves and stuff like that. And you have this great like racing montage.
While this is happening, I like to think that Verity and Schweinbeck are in like she's in the driver's seat, of the passenger seat, and she keeps pressing the button to roll down the window, and I keep rolling it back up. while this is happening,
I'm manning the oars to try to get us some extra speed.
All right. And you can both see Birdie in the distance, in a crater, a perfectly cut out birdie-shaped crater in the ground, and they're trying to like pull themselves out of it, and they've got little hoverboard birds and stars going around their head, and they're extremely disoriented. And it looks like, Rocky, it looks like it's going to be a tie. It looks like
No.
there's a chance you don't get there first.
I leap. So the hoverboard and the tractor are going to get there at the same time. I get at the front of the hoverboard and I jump.
It's like a flashlight on the end of a ship going light speed. It's like that's just that.
I just out of curiosity, give me a speed roll. Let's see if this goes poorly for you or not.
7.
Is
That's
that a
not
success?
poorly. No.
That's a fail.
My speed is 6. It does succeed on jump.
So through a amazing miscalculation on your part, you assume that this is a race where you get to the finish line and you want to go by it, as opposed to a finish line where you've arrived at your destination and you stop because you're a vehicle. So you position yourself to go up to the front to get that extra little bit of leverage, and then the hoverboard stops dead underneath you and you get launched like a bullet right at Birdie.
I
And
win!
And Birdie goes, "At what?" And it collides. And let's roll a little bit of damage here because we haven't had that in a bit. So please roll a d6.
Okay. I rolled a 4.
All right. Take 4 points of damage as you collide with Birdie.
Okay.
Birdie is going to take 3 points of damage as they collide with a turtle. There's now turtles going around the bird's head. You've got
Turtles
a combination.
all the way around.
You've got a combination of birdies circulating your head and the betrayal of the hoverboard. And Verity and Swinebeck, you had a beautiful view on the system's windows observing all of that. But you have found everybody. You're all together in this weird crater mess right here. What do you do?
Let's try to lower the ramp so we can get Rocky and the bird thing on board. I guess it doesn't need to be conscious. It's fine. I'm sure we could get back to Earth.
I bet the hoverboard knows how to drive a tractor.
Yep, probably. Yeah, perfect. All right. I'm gonna. Hey Siri, lower the
Yes.
ramp.
Lowering ramp.
This is actually setting off my phone. I have to. I apologize at home. I mean, Andy said we were in an Apple commercial, so it only tracks.
There you go.
So, all right. Hey, so let's go down and then like pull them all aboard. Like, let's get Rocky and and get the come on hoverboard, and then like pull.
The hoverboard's like,
pull Birdie's like unconscious, knocked out body. It's like, hey Siri,
yes.
take us back to Farmer McFarmson's farm.
Calculating. Boop, 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 boop. Destination found. Buckle up.
Great.
And you're flying back to Earth. This thing is fast. Like Rocky, you know fast. This thing is fast.
No,
Maybe not as fast as you. You can respect this. It's interstellar travel, but you're like, you can respect this space shift.
So we need to keep it then. When we get back, we need to put it with the other tractors in the garage. I'm sure Farmer McFarmson won't notice, but we'll know it's there.
All we
right.
have to do is put it beside that old car that he says he's always going to fix up, and that will ensure he'll never look at it.
Right.
So if you don't mind, we could fast forward a bit.
Sure.
Oh,
So here we are in the Dodge Diner next to the old, large Dodge Charger vehicle, the luxury product that Farmer McFarmson said he was going to work on, but he's never actually worked on. Parked behind it is this large, round tractor with like a tarp thrown over top of it. You're assuming that nobody's ever going to deal about it. And we could just set the scene right now that the three of you are now sitting down at Dodge Diner. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, this is a large diner run by a large rat named Dodge. They've got the house band. There's some mice in the background. The band is called Kiss Ma Whiskers with the lead singer Kiss Ma Grits up there right now, playing all your favorite mouse hits from the late 80s and 90s. And yeah, one of the servers is going to come up and ask for your order. And you're going to be sitting across from Birdie and the hoverboard.
I say to the server, yes, I would like a greasy spoon.
That sounds like a button.
Right away, sir. Anything else?
And a pot of grease.
Absolutely. Only the finest of grease. It's on special today.
Thank you.
Are we done?
We can be done there at that point. Yeah. Order in the greasy spoon.
That was
right,
really
friends.
fun.
Yeah.
That is going to wrap it up today for Dice Friends Tunes in Space. Thank you so very much for watching today. I've been your animator. Joining me today, I've had the wonderful Kathleen, Dale, and Andy. And we will see you next time.